What is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and this is my Green Bay Packers Week 10 Beast Recap episode. And quite frankly, I don't even know what to fucking say. This game was pitiful, absolute pitiful. Not in the way you think. Defense played their ass off, but that was pretty much it. The offense just completely laid an egg. There's no excuse for why we lost this game. And it comes down to one guy, Jordan Love. Jordan Love had so many opportunities to win this game. He had a chance to go down the field and be clutch. And this is what I've said for a while now. Jordan Love is not a clutch quarterback. He has proven time in and time again that he is not a clutch quarterback. This is the one thing that Jordan Love needs to get done. You have to win in the 2-minute fucking drill. Okay? You had it so many times. And also, what the fuck was going on with that play calling tonight? 4th down, one chance left, you're 1 yard, and you do a fucking toss play? A halfback toss play? Why are you not just running it down their fucking throats? Why are you getting cutesy? Just like last week. You're doing all this dumb shit. Like, there were so many play calls, like, that they did early on. I just don't even know anymore, man. Like, come on, bro. So many dumbass plays that were made in a game where it was 0-0 at the half. We had a great fumble play, the punch out. Okay, when the Eagles looked like they were going to score on their very first offensive possession of the game. Right? The great punch out. Cooper punched it out. Nixon ran it back for about 15 yards. And we did nothing with that. You know, Jordan Love fumbled the ball inside of 2 minutes right before the half. Took too many sacks. Holding on to the ball. Like, just so many terrible plays. And plays when we should have passed it, we ran it. All right? Penalties, obviously, hurt us. But just terrible, man. Like, just pitiful. We're playing the way we're playing. We should be winning these games, and we're not. Look at this. Jordan Love had 176 yards passing. No touchdowns. He took 3 horrendous sacks by holding on to the ball too long. No touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, he had 21 attempts for 74 yards, 1 touchdown, the only score of the game in the fourth. In the fourth, it was the only positive thing that happened. Jordan Love had 5 attempts for 28 yards rushing, but everything else was mediocre. Just too many things going on. Christian Watson, 2 receptions, 45 yards. He had another catch, but it was negated by a holding penalty. Romeo Doubs went out early. He only had 1 reception for 5 yards. Or he went out early, like towards the beginning of the fourth quarter. Wicks had 4 receptions, 38 yards. Josh Jacobs had 5 receptions for 33 yards. Milton had 2 receptions for 28 yards. Luke Musgrave had 3 receptions for 23 yards. Just not enough. There's just not enough stuff going on. Every time it felt like we were moving the ball down the field, we were then going back with some type of penalty. And defense, give them credit. Defense tried their best. Defense held them to 0 points in the first half. Granted, we didn't do anything ourselves. But you got to capitalize. And I know there's a lot of heat we can take on Brandon right now because the kicker didn't tie the field goal. But truth be told, you can't put this all on Brandon, even though the kick was absolutely horrendous. And he did shank it and wasn't even close. You can't put this all on Brandon. The offense had so many chances to do something, and they couldn't get it done. They, until like what, 5 minutes left in the game, we finally get on the board because the Eagles got a pass interference. That's how we got our touchdown. That's how our touchdown was set up, from a pass interference. We couldn't earn the yards ourselves. I mean, that's what this whole thing comes down to. It's like Parsons said, we should have won this game. Parsons said it, we should have won this game. You hold them to that many points, you should win that game. No excuse. Especially with the defense. It's not like the Eagles did anything spectacular to us on defense. They really didn't. It's just Jordan Love didn't fucking make good decisions. And Matt didn't make good head coaching play calls, quite frankly. I mean, these play calls were pitiful. I still don't know what the fuck the fourth down play was on 4th and 1. We need 1 yard, and we're fucking doing a halfback toss. Which wouldn't have mattered because it was a legal formation anyways. But, like, what the fuck was that? Like, at that point, I would have rather passed the ball. If that was going to be the stupid running play, I would have rather sneaked it with Jordan Love. Tush push with the tight end, whatever. Obviously they were doing no huddle in that situation, but they did have some more time on the clock to have figured it out. But, I mean, I just, no, but like, even no huddle, I mean, I wouldn't have called that, like, for no huddle. Like, I would have called just a straight up fucking run, a quarterback sneak, okay? Get the 1 fucking yard, and let's get to the next fucking play. Fresh set of downs. Like, but they didn't do that. They wanted to go and do this whole cutesy bullshit and try to outthink the Eagles. They were not outthinking the Eagles. Okay? Why is it when we play the Philadelphia Eagles, it feels like we can win this game, but we do something so monumentally stupid, it costs us the game? Because that's what it felt like again. Last year, when we played them in week 1 in the green game in Brazil, I felt like we could have beaten them then. The playoff game, obviously the refs screwed us with the fumble on the kickoff, which it should not have been a fumble because it should have been a penalty on them. But even so, the Packers recovered it, and they gave it somehow to the Eagles. But we were never the same after that. But even then, we could have won that game. The defense held them low, throughout the whole game until the game was out of reach. And again, in this game, it was the same situation where the defense did a lot of work to hold them down to 10 points, and then we still somehow managed to lose the game. That being said, also, even though I don't put all the blame on Brandon, because, we should have won this game and should not have come down to tying a field goal, to bring the game into overtime. At the end of the day, Lucas needs to come out of being a substitute teacher and be our kicker for good. I've seen enough of Brandon, whether it's the injury or it's, he's just not fully healed from the injury that he had, or he's just losing his groove as a kicker. I don't know what it is, but all I know is that Lucas guy, that substitute teacher guy, okay, that dude kicked a 61-yard field goal, which was the difference in the Arizona Cardinal game just a few weeks ago. Okay? Just a few weeks ago, that guy essentially made the difference with that field goal right before half because of the way the score ended up being at the end of the game. That guy needs to be our kicker going forward. I don't give a frig how much we are paying him. We want to win games, okay? And while us going to overtime wouldn't have guaranteed anything, at least we would have been there, okay? And again, it wasn't all our fault because the offense didn't fucking do its job throughout the whole game. But that's something that could have been possibly there after the Eagles decided to go for it on fourth down and didn't get it and gave us another chance. I'm just sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of losing to crappy teams that we shouldn't lose to. And now we're losing to a team that we can beat, but we just don't show up to beat them. You know, the defenses are playing too good. And while they didn't manage to sack Hurts in this game, they were forcing him to run around the whole game. And while sometimes it ultimately didn't mean anything because they still managed to make the catch or run for a first down, that's not what he wanted to do. Okay? We kept forcing them to move around. We had we had a bunch of tackles for losses against Barkley. There were a lot of things we were doing in this game, and we did not do what we needed to do to win this game. Even though we had very, very well positioned to win this game because our defense was playing very, very well. Just a horrible game. And I can't even put into words, really, how bad this performance was by this offense. Defense did its job. Not to mention all the penalties that we got as well. But just absolutely pitiful, guys. Just absolutely pitiful of a performance by the Packers. And, got another game next week. We got to play the Giants, who just obviously fired their head coach. We got to go out there and beat them. They're a crappy team that's trying to find themselves. They're going to have probably Russell Wilson playing because Dart is out with a concussion unless he clears percussion protocol. But we got to go out there and beat them. They're not a good team. We got to go out there and beat that team. We got a bunch of division games coming up. And, we got a tough schedule against our division teams, okay? We got to play the Lions again at some point on Thanksgiving. This is a tough schedule that we're playing down the stretch, and we can't be playing like shit like this when our defense is too fucking good of a defense to be laying eggs like this. Jordan Love needs to get it to fucking get her or get the fuck out. Because I have had enough of this bullshit of we playing this good and then Jordan Love doesn't make the plays to win the game. Okay? I said this last year. Jordan Love needs to be clutch. Okay? I don't care if he can play good when they're winning by like 30 points. Okay? I don't care about that because that's easy. It's what can you do for me when you have to go down the length of the field in the last 2 minutes to win the game. Be like the Johnny Unitas. Be like the Joe Montanas. Be like the Tom Bradys. Okay? Can you fucking do that? You have yet to fucking prove that consistently. All right? That's what needs to fucking happen here. Okay? I'm sick of this bullshit of losing to a team that we should have beaten. All right? The Eagles are not doing anything that makes them superior to us. Okay? They're not. They are not doing anything superior to make themselves better than us. Okay? We are not doing enough on offense to win these games. That's the shit that needs to change. That's all I got to say, guys. Very, very disappointed in the performance. Make sure to comment, rate, like this video, my videos. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell for this content. Thank you. And that's about it, guys. I am the S Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace. Also, make sure, besides my YouTube channel, to follow me on the Twitch, the Instagram, and I do have a Discord link in the description where we discuss various topics, including this one. And now I'm out. Peace.